Good evening. I'm Brian Leyline, Chairman of the Board of the St. George Theatre. And I am here tonight with Fred Cerullo, my fellow board member and my pal on the trails of Staten Island. We're thrilled you saddled up and joined us tonight as Staten Island goes country. How great is this stunning venue? A true gem for all to enjoy. It's one of the most beautiful theaters in our city, if not in our country.
Giddy up. We're gathered here to celebrate the 96th anniversary of this iconic theater and the 22nd anniversary of the St. George Theatre Restoration, Inc., the nonprofit organization that has worked tirelessly to preserve this special space.
This organization was founded by three women, the late Mrs. Rosemary, Doreen Cuneo, and Luann Sorrentino. They were determined to save this theater. Their dedication has allowed us to continue enjoying this magnificent venue and all it represents.
Tonight's event is more than just a celebration. It's an opportunity to raise funds that support an organization with far-reaching impact. Through educational programs, community events, and world-class entertainment, we bring the arts to life and ensure that they are accessible to everyone. If you are not a member, become one today and triple your impact thanks to the Staten Island Foundation's Diamond Matching Grant. Thank you for being a part of this special celebration. Your presence and generous support are what make it possible for us to continue this vital work, ensuring that the arts remain a vibrant and accessible part of our community for generations to come.
It has been our true privilege to be part of this incredible journey for the past 20 plus years. Fred and I consider ourselves a family, and we are honored to have you as part of that family. Now, it is our great pleasure to introduce the heart, the soul of our St. George Theatre family, the co-founders, Doreen Cuneo
and Luann Sorrentino.
Giddy up.
Thank you, Brian and Fred. We are family, and thank you for being part of our incredible journey. All of you inspire us to preserve a piece of Staten Island's history for future generations to enjoy. You inspire us to give back and offer the best in programming for the community we love so much. And it takes a village. It is with great pleasure that we recognize our incredible A-team staff whose passion and talent shine through. They are experts in their field, and we value them each and every day. We also want to extend our deepest gratitude to our outstanding board of directors led by Brian Leyline for their time, talent, and generous support. A special thank you to our Gala committee, whose generosity and hard work play a vital role in the success of our fundraising efforts. Efforts that are essential to our future as a nonprofit organization. We are profoundly grateful for the ongoing support from our elected officials who have steadfastly supported our restoration efforts over the years. That is what tonight is about. It's about celebrating this iconic theater, and it's also about celebrating you, our loyal supporters. Thank you for all you do and for being here. We're going to highlight incredible people that are community inspirators, our rock stars, and our Georgie Award recipients. They are all so deserving of our beloved Georgie Award. Congratulations. The Northfield Bank Foundation has been a steadfast and generous champion of our restoration efforts and transformative educational programming since our inception in 2004. Most recently, they led with a life-saving $50,000 gift that enabled us to replace the failing boiler of our 1,900-seat Performing Arts Center during one of the hardest winters on record. Their decisive leadership sparked a wave of support from other local foundations, whose matching gifts allowed us to fully fund the $150,000 boiler project in record time. Simply put, if Northfield Bank Foundation hadn't thrown us that lifeline when we needed it most, we would not be gathered here tonight celebrating the future of our beloved theater. And thanks to them, aren't we nice and comfy this evening?
Hello, I'm Steve Klein, President and CEO of the Northfield Bank Foundation and Chairman, President, and CEO of Northfield Bank, and it is my pleasure to be with you here tonight.
My name is John Connors, and I'm here tonight as the chair of the Northfield Bank Foundation. It is such an honor for me to be sitting in what many of you know is the St. George Theater. What you might not know is it's also one of the treasures of New York, as recognized by Channel 13 and WNET just a few years ago.
Northfield Bank has been proud to be part of its community since March 1st of 1887, when it started out as a savings and loan association in the Northfield section of Staten Island. And 140 plus years later, we're still proud to be part of this community, and we wanted to make sure we were giving back to the community. So the Northfield Bank Foundation was formed, and since that time it's been focused on housing, education, and the arts, because as a foundation we really believe those are fundamental to what makes a community strong and growing.
And we at the Northfield Bank Foundation find it a pleasure to provide support for organizations that are strong and that lead with their heart, such as the St. George Theater.
Edwin Calvin Josie, recently retired president of the Staten Island NAACP. He devoted decades of service to our community with calm leadership and unwavering integrity, often during challenging times in our nation's history, to ensure the political, educational, social, and economic equality of rights of all persons and to eliminate race-based discrimination. Following in the footsteps of his father, Jim Josie, who served for 80 years, Ed led the Staten Island branch from 1997 until just a few months ago as it celebrated its 100th anniversary. Ed's dedication to service has left a legacy, a father and son legacy, similar to our mother and daughter's story, and rooted in the same community as this historic theater. We honor you and we thank you.
Thank you. Okay, my name is Ed Josie, and I thank you very much for being here tonight to hear my story. My story, I feel I've done what I can do to make this a better place to live. I'm not finished yet. I'm still going to be fighting if I can to make this a better place, but I do thank you for coming out here tonight to hear what I have to say. The NAACP of Staten Island was 100 years old in November. So you're talking about 85 years there's been a Josie involved in this branch. My father became part of this branch in 1941. I would say that since 1943, perhaps 44, I've been attending NAACP meetings. It was something that my father, I think, instilled in me in a cagey way. He was always taking me out to meetings someplace where he was going with us. It was an NAACP meeting. So it just became a way of life with me, hearing about problems that I did not have. And I just didn't think it was fair that folks had these kind of problems. And as I was getting older, I always felt that why am I so fortunate not to have these problems? And these other people are, and they're no better than I am. I'm no better than they are. So we all have the same goal in mind, to get a good life. So if I can do something, I'll try to do something. The best advice I give anyone today is to be fair in the way you treat people. You would like to be treated a certain way, and that's the same way you treat other people, and you should be okay. I would like to thank you for being here tonight. I love you being here. I'm sitting here reminiscing about the old days when I came here as the St. George Theater. Just look around. It's historical. It's like a museum here. And folks should come here more often just to get a view of what it looked like at one time, what it used to look like, or what things used to be. I think it's amazing. I love being here tonight with all of you, and I hope you feel the same thing about this place as I do.
Denise and Jeff Hennick, the dynamic duo, co-owners of Stop and Store Self-Storage, are longtime supporters of the St. George Theater and dedicated members of our fundraising committees. They spearhead the Stop and Store Charitable Fund, which donated more than $4 million to hundreds of charities on Staten Island and beyond since 2002. Their Second Chance program provides employment and mentorship to individuals rebuilding their lives after substance abuse or incarceration, setting them up on a path to lasting success.
The list goes on and on. Their generosity and commitment to helping those in need is truly so inspiring.
We want to first thank the co-founders of the St. George Theater, Luann Sorrentino and Doreen Cugno. We are so humbled and appreciative to even be considered for this award. It is very heartwarming.
We started a charitable fund. Basically, Denise came to me and went to the partners and said, Staten Island has been so good to us that we have to give back.
You know, we felt it was very important to give back to the communities that have supported us. And then we took it to the next level where we also make donations nationally and globally, especially with disaster relief. That's very important to us. The reason that we love the St. George Theater is because it really touches our heart. It is a hidden jewel on Staten Island. It's more than just a theater. With all of the programs that go on, many people don't even realize everything that the St. George Theater does for the community.
And I believe that if the St. George Theater wasn't revitalized, the North Shore here would still be in the same situation that it was in for the longest time. Mm-hmm. Many years ago, myself and Denise, we started interviewing employees to work for our company, and many of the employees that we interviewed, you know, when they told us about their lives, they were incarcerated for drug abuse or alcoholism, and when they got out, no employers would give them the opportunity to change their life around. And myself and Denise, we opened up our hearts to these individuals and we employed them.
We came to the realization that sometimes in life you make poor choices, but those choices shouldn't identify who you are. And that's when we started the Second Chance Employer Program. In 1988, two families, the Hennick family and the Simon family, opened the doors to Stop and Store, the first storage facility in the Bloomfield section of Staten Island. When many people saw the construction going on, they shook their heads and laughed and said, what does Staten Island need self-storage for? Well, fast forward 38 years, we're in operation. We have 19 locations in the New York City area, 25,000 customers and 100 employees. We are definitely New York self-storage leader. We lead this industry and we lead with our heart, just like the folks at the St. George Theater lead with their heart. Thank you again for honoring us, and let's enjoy the show.
You're so much better than I am.
No, we do it together, we're together.
Congratulations to our honorees. We love you.
Are you ready, Doreen?
I'm ready.
Here we go, Staten Island. It's showtime.